to. You know, that genetic material can lead to that kind of place in the hierarchy. And of course, that's where the 4-6 is. I mean, if you look at the structure of a hexagram, starting from the bottom up, there are 7 right angles. And when you get to the 7th right angle, the last right angle, the top of the right angle heap, that's a 4-6. In other words, that's where they are anyway. So this is an archetype of how that profile can work out. And of course, what that means is that if you're a male 4-6, as an example, looking at that archetype, and you're in your little home, you're playing Prince Charles. You know? You're playing the prince. You know, it's a prince role. I have a young friend of mine who's that age, who just left the 28-year period, and he's a 4-6. And you know, whenever he's around me, that's what it feels like. You know, there's this quality in that of, we're above all this, we're watching all of that, but we're friendly. You can take our hands, you know. So we have a 4-6 and we have a triple split definition. First of all, that kind of a mind. We have 3 definitions that are constants. And anyone who works professionally in design meets them over and over and over and over and over and over again. The 40-37, the 20-34, and the 43-23. So we have these 3 different definitions, and these 3 different definitions, they're showing up all the time. It also says something about the basic programming about reproduction on this planet when it comes to being a human being. You know, when the gods are planning what this trip is all about, and remember when I say things like that I'm just playing. When the gods were planning that, what they were looking for is a basic ingredient that's going to be the most commonality in the species. That's what those oppositions bring us. In other words, you're always going to meet more people that have those 3 definitions. You're always going to see that. It's very common. Okay. And it says something very basic. 2 of them are purely individual. Now the 20-34 is, I am busy now. That's a 20-34, that's what it says. And if you have a 20-34 in your life, you know, that's what they say, I'm busy now. Okay, it's all about being busy. So the first thing we know is the gods wanted us to be busy and make sure that there was enough of us that was busy all the time. And by the way, busy without knowing what the hell we're doing, because there's no 57. And not busy for ourselves because there's no 10. In other words, let's make sure that there's all kinds of people on this planet who are just going to be busy and be busy for the benefit of whoever can possibly figure out how to direct them. That's the first thing. The second thing is 40-37. And the 40-37 says, look, you can't be busy alone. You have to have a partner, and out of that partnership, you have to have children. I mean, that's